Mic check, mic check. Jay Roos earning my respect. Competition hits the deck. Yo. What's up, y'all? Wait for y'all to come in. Just thought I'd go live. I'm gonna try to bring some of you guys on since I'm on live stream. I just want to know. Well, I'm gonna let some of y'all come on in. Sorry, my lighting isn't a little better. I'll get that situated shortly. But yeah, love to have you guys on. Uh, yeah, come on in. Come on in, y'all. Emmanuel Broderick's in the building. Says, hey, what's up to you, man? Thanks for coming through. Ada Ray, shout out to you, man. If any of you guys want to come on, just let me know. Chop it up. Says who you got in the heavyweight undisputed. I got Usyk. Shout out to Charlene with the gangster lean. What up, Charlene? She says, hey, what's going on with you, Charlene? Hope everything's great. Sorry, my lighting isn't a little better. I'll fix that. It's kind of a overcast day, and yeah, I need to get one of them round lighty things. But if any of y'all want to, is Usyk the underdog? I do believe he is the underdog. I'm not sure what the odds and everything are, and I don't really even understand all that over and under and all that. I don't even really understand all that. But yeah, any one of you guys want to come on so I can hear your great voices? Hop on in. I just had to come on. You guys see what Big John Fury did today? I mean, I know the dude gets riled up. I mean, I used to get riled up at Lennox Lewis events, but man, I wasn't headbutting nobody. He says, "Well, if he is, I'm picking Usyk." Yeah, I got Usyk, man. I think all this stuff that John Fury's doing, the headbutt and stuff, I think that's making Usyk even more hungry. He really wants to make a statement. The Ukrainians do not like to be, how do you say, shown up. So yeah, it can get pretty bad, because you don't want to give Usyk any more fuel to win this fight. I like John Fury, I like all the Furies, but I think Big John is just doing too much right now. You know, like I said, having a free for all, though we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. You can come on and talk, or you can type. If you want your voice to be heard, come on in. I appreciate no foul language, no F bombs, no S, no D, no whatever else is out there. It's a family show. You can be passionate without dropping expletives. You hear that, Fury? You can be passionate without dropping expletives. But yeah, if anybody wants to come in and talk about John Fury headbutting a guy that was a lot smaller than him, I'm not sure who the guy was that was part of Usyk's team, but they said he was ready in case John wanted to come back and try something. Charlene says I saw a video about Turkey might spike Usyk. How true? I don't know. I have a feeling I know which platform you saw that on. Yeah, I don't. I think it's the same guy that was talking about they spiked Francis Ngannou. I think he's a new channel. He's into all that. If a fighter gets knocked out, it's always some funny business. What happens after heavyweight undisputed? That's a great question. Um, Depends who wins. If Fury wins, I think we get the AJ fight. If Usyk wins, Usyk will probably retire, and we'll still get the AJ Fury fight. But that's a good question. Emmanuel says, don't be surprised if Usyk brings in something to his game we haven't seen before in this fight to win. I think he will. I think he's going to sit down on his punches more. I think he knows the Fury's ready for the boxing clinic, but I think Usyk might try to actually get a KO just to make sure he wins this fight and then walks off into the sunset. Logan Hearsome, shout out to you, man. Hey, Jay Roos, I'm a new subscriber from New Zealand. What's your thoughts on Aussie heavyweight Justice Huni? I'm sorry, man. Shout out to you, but I don't even know who that is. I gotta up my game though. I've probably seen him and just didn't know his name, but I have to up my game, man. Sorry about that. I will try to watch that when I get off. So might even do a video about him. So I appreciate you letting me know. Justice, when this video goes off, if you could leave that name in the comments just so I don't forget it, because I want to look him up. So shout out to you, Logan. Thank you for subscribing, man. I really appreciate it. Charlene says, yeah, the same. Charlene is in the building, y'all. Logan says, you should check out his fight with Kiki Toa Lutila. That must be a Samoan for real. Mean scrap. Oh, I like watching fights like that, back and forth. Yeah, I love watching fights like that. Fights like Evander Holyfield, Burt Cooper, or Burt Cooper versus Ray Mercer back in the day. Yeah, those kind of fights. Or Ika Beabuchi and David Tua. I appreciate that, Logan. Much respect to you. Like I said, if any of y'all want to jump on here and talk, hey, I'll send the link. Let me see if I know how to put the link in the chat. I'm not a tech guy, as you can tell. Got to figure all this out. Charlene says, I wouldn't be surprised if he turned orthodox in parts. He just may do that because this is both of their biggest fights that they've ever had. So both guys, I believe, are going to try to do something that we've never seen to get a result that they've never had. So I'm sure you're right, Charlene. I'm sure Usyk has got a lot of things. I'm sure he'll switch up depending on what he sees coming from Tyson Fury. Denise Ward's in the building, says good evening. Oh, good evening to you, Denise. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, if you guys want to hop on, let me know. I'll try to figure out this thing and I can hear you guys' lovely, lovely voices. Just so you guys don't have to type all the time. And I know some of my subscribers wanted to jump on. Hope they're watching. I didn't put out any notification I was going live though. Adore says, do you think Frank Sanchez will become heavyweight champion of the world? I think eventually. Yeah, I think Caballero beats him though on points though. That's a tough fight to pick, but I think eventually Frank can do it. Very skillful. Logan Hearsome says Hughie Fury versus Jermaine Franklin next would be good for both. Battle of the Chins. Yeah, man. Yeah, that would be a good fight. There's just so many Furies, man. How many Furies are there? Them dudes got to get cable TV. They just have they having babies off the chain, ain't they? But yeah, Jermaine Franklin's got a sturdy chin, and Hughie Fury can take a good punch. And if he's anything like Tyson Fury, we know if he gets knocked down, he'll probably get back up. But what did you guys think of John Fury headbutting one of Usyk's team members? Did you think that was inappropriate, or is it just par for the course? Do you think that motivates Fury? I saw Fury come out and then look at his dad like, "Hey, what happened?" And then Usyk seemed like he was annoyed by the whole thing. So it might have had the reverse effect that John Fury was looking for. I know he gets riled up. He apologized, but that may have actually, I think it made Usyk even hungrier to win this fight. What do you guys think? Did you guys even see it? If not, go check it out and come back. Errol HL in the building says John Fury just wants all the attention. I saw a lot of people agreeing with you in the comments saying, come on, man, it's about Tyson, not you. Yeah, I feel you on that, Errol. I hope I'm saying your name right. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Salute to you, man. Thanks for tuning in. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. He has a great channel, great interviews. Go subscribe to him if you haven't. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to bring people on here if they want to have their voices heard. Mr. Bruce. Errol, is that I'm saying it right? Okay. Errol HL. That's right. But this is fight week, y'all. Things are getting tense over there in Saudi Arabia. I think the Fury camp is starting to feel the pressure. You know, it's a lot of pressure on both guys. It's going to come down to who knows how to manage their emotions the best in high pressure situations. I think both guys have been in similar situations though, so I don't think it's going to really affect them too much. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You guys wish to donate to the platform, as you see below. The Cash App is $JROOS33. And let's just talk some pugilism or whatever you guys want to talk about. Boxing, movies, fights you want to see, what you think is going to happen. Do you think there'll be any surprises Saturday, first of all? Do you think there'll be any parachute men coming into the boxing ring? Do you think there'll be any kicks thrown? You think there'll be any low blows that cause riots? Andrew Galata, Riddick Bowe. Adore says, who wins, Martin Bakole or F.A. Ajagba? Ooh, I got Martin. F.A. Ajagba, I thought he was going to be a lot greater than what he is. He seems to have plateaued, and he's real predictable in the ring. And Martin Bakole is a real big guy, too, so I got Martin. Of course, if you listen to Martin Bakole, he already beat up everybody in sparring, so don't know if what he's saying is fact or if he's just using creative license. But if you listen to Martin, he put hands on about the whole heavyweight division. I think he said he knocked out Usyk and Daniel Dubois in sparring. I don't know. Maybe that's why his phone's not ringing. Logan Hearsome says Bo versus Tua fantasy fight. Who you backing? Ooh, man, that's a good one. Bo 6'5", David Tua around 5'10". So Tua's going to try to come in and work the rib cage. And man, I say Bo, a prime Bo probably would win because he's a great inside fighter. Bruce Gas says, I just watched the Mike Tyson. Are they at a press conference? Oh, I'm going to have to check that out. Video coming soon. Thank you, Bruce Gas. Breaking news from Bruce Gas. Boxing, Jazz, and more. He says the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul press conference just happened. So I definitely want to check that out. I understand Jake Paul is weighing around 230 right now. I think that's probably not good for him because he'll be a stationary target, and he's going to want to be able to get out of the way, especially in them first 2 rounds because you know how Mike's coming. So thanks for that news, Bruce. Shout out to Bruce Gas. Like I said, go subscribe to my dude, Bruce Gas. Emmanuel Broderick says, I watched the Lewis versus Holyfield 2 undisputed fight today, and I can't believe it's been so long since there hasn't been an undisputed champ. Wow, yeah, man, that was a long time ago. I still remember that. It was a closer fight than the first one, but I still say Lewis won. What I noticed Holyfield was doing, like I said before, he would try to steal the end of the round. He wouldn't really do much, and then at the end of the round, he would start swinging. So people had the misconception that he won the fight, or he didn't win the fight. He just tried to steal the end of the rounds. And I'm glad Lewis got the decision. He should have got it the first time. Bruce Gas says, yep, he said he weighs 230. Yeah, that's a lot. I don't know if he's used to holding that much weight, But if you know, if he was used to it, I'd say great. But I've never seen Jake at 230, so I don't know how mobile he's gonna be. May make him gas out too, and you do not want to gas out against Mike and become a stationary target. Even if Mike Tyson is 80, you don't want to be a stationary target for Iron Mike, or it'll be good night. Yeah, I can't wait to see that press conference. Was there any trash talk in that press conference, Bruce? Was Jake trying to go at Mike, or was Mike on his best behavior? Adelaide says, who would win? Evander, ooh, that's a tough one. Evander Holyfield versus Ernie Shavers. Ooh, uh, I say Holyfield. Of course, Ernie Shavers the bigger puncher, but I think overall Holyfield's the better all-around boxer puncher. That is, you know what I mean. Like I said, if any of y'all want to jump on in and let me hear your voice, just let me know. I'll try to send the link out to y'all so you ain't got to just listen to me all the time. I can hear your lovely voices no matter where you're located. Bruce says, not trash, but serious talk. It was good. You'll like it. Oh, man, I can hardly wait, man. I might end this stream a little earlier than expected just to see that press conference. Tyson Fury versus Evander Holyfield. I think, oh man. Ooh. Maybe Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury. Ah man, that's a tough one. Tyson Fury is just so tall, and Evander had problems with tall guys like Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis. So I got Fury, but there'll be some shaky moments in the fight where, of course, Evander will definitely drop Fury. That's a fact. He will definitely drop Fury, but I think Fury would get up and edge out probably a split decision. I don't see Fury hurting Holyfield at all. Not a prime Holyfield. Emmanuel says he got Tyson Fury too. Yeah, I think Tyson's length and size would give Holyfield a lot of problems. He would outbox him. Yeah, that's kind of how I see it too. There'd be some shaky moments though for Fury, I do believe. Some real shaky moments. Man, you guys be coming up with some good fights, man. I wish these fights could have somehow happened. I guess videos are the closest thing we'll ever get to a time machine where we go back and watch stuff from the past, huh? I was just watching videos on the 40th year anniversary of the movie Breaking. Like, wow, that was 40 years ago? Man, still remember it like it was yesterday. Turbo, Kelly, and Ozone. That's another topic, y'all. They were battling on the dance floor, not the ring. But I don't know what's up with John Fury, man. He really gets into these events, man. And that's what I started off talking about. Is John Fury doing too much, man? He's sitting there headbutting people that are way smaller than him. Would he have done it if it was a guy his size? Probably, because John Fury don't seem to be scary like that. But the other guy probably would have fired off on him had it happened. You know, certain people know who to mess with and who not to mess with. Like Suge Knight from back in the day, people kind of say he would use bully tactics, but he knew who to step to and who not to step to. Emmanuel says John Fury was crazy at the KSI. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The KSI and Tommy Fury press conference. Yeah, he was going ham, wasn't he? Yeah, he's I think John Fury might be auditioning. Seems like for WWE or something. It's like, dude, do you want to be a wrestler? Because you doing the most, man. Like, what's the deal, Mister John Fury? I'd love to do an interview with him too. By the way, that would be pretty big to have John Fury on. Probably try to headbutt me through the screen if I ask a tough question. What? What? Break the screen. But yeah, John Fury might have got the worst end of that headbutt because he was bleeding. You don't need to sell the fight, John. The fight is already probably doing big numbers. Anybody that's into heavyweight boxing, especially, is interested in the outcome of this fight. Took us over 20 years to get an undisputed fight. Isn't that crazy? You see how the politics, as Lennox Lewis used to say, the politics of boxing drug this thing on out for 20 years. Ooh, when's the next time we get an undisputed fight if there's no rematch, you know? Belts will probably be stripped if you don't fight one of the sanctioning bodies mandatories. You know how that goes. Payola. I'm interested in seeing the weigh-in because I saw Usyk has his own YouTube channel and he's wearing like a suit, but he looked really smaller than I thought. I'm like, did Usyk lose too much weight? And it'll be interesting. Who will win, Dillian White versus Lamont Brewster? I got Lamont Brewster on that one. That's a pretty good matchup right there, though. Yeah, I think Lamont would probably stop him. If Usyk wins, he would have beaten UK's two best heavyweights. Yeah, that's a good point. The two best heavyweights from the UK. Yeah, yes, that's a pretty good point. I hadn't even thought of that. Wow. Yeah, he'll definitely have bragging rights. Yeah, I agree with you, Emmanuel. Usyk looks a bit lighter to me. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if you want to be too light. You know, how much movement is he planning on doing? I know you want to be able to move around, but you also want to have enough power in your legs to, withstand the weight that Fury's going to put on you. Even though Fury looks like he's coming in lighter too. But I guess both guys know their bodies better than I do, so I guess they know what they feel best at. But see, I don't know if either guy. I don't know if Usyk is sparred with guys Fury size. I'm sure he's tried to, and I'm sure it's easier for Fury to find sparring partners Usyk size than it is for Usyk to find sparring partners Fury size. I mean, who's 6'9", or even if you say he's 6'7", who's 6'7" with that weight? With those skills and speed too. You can't just be a tall guy without the skills. You're not in there fighting Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But I think somebody going back to Mr. John Fury. I think somebody needs to sit Big John down and be like, yeah, you're kind of doing too much, Mr. John. You're just doing a little bit too much. Just let the guys get in, to their right mindset, and you don't have to try to sell the fight. It sells itself at this point. I guess I think it's best for Usyk to come lighter because he was a bit tired towards the end of the Joshua 2 fight. Good point. Good point. You might be onto something. Yeah, that's why I'm curious to see the weigh-in. I'm just curious to see the exact weights of the guys, and then I want to see what they actually come in the ring to on fight night. Because these lower divisions, weighing in at 140, then on fight night they're like 160. At a races, I got Dillian White beating Lamont Brewster. Oh, okay. So you got Dillian White. Yeah, he might catch Lamont with a nice body shot since they call him the body snatcher. Like I said, sorry about the lighting, y'all. It's not the best in the world, but I think you guys know what I look like at this point. Love to see you guys' faces. If you guys want to hop on, let me know. And I'll try to bring you guys on so I can hear you, see you. Know what I mean? Have any of you changing fights? Have any of you guys changed your opinions on Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson now that we understand Jake Paul is 230? Dave H, shout out to you in the building. He says there's no heavyweights to beat. What do you mean there's no heavyweights to beat? You saying the heavyweight division is kind of trash, or you just not feeling the current crop? But have you guys changed your opinion on the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight now that Jake Paul's weighing 230? So Jake Paul might actually be the heavier guy on fight night. Tyson started out around 250, but I think they're going to try to get him down to 215, 220. So if Mike is that weight, that's the weight he used to fight at in back in the 80s. So man, Jake, Jake. I don't think you know what you got yourself into, homie. This might be your last fight because I think it's gonna be pretty rough in there for you, homie. Denise Wards and me both have Tyson. She says I got Tyson. So do I, man. Or Denise, are you talking about Mike Tyson or Tyson Fury? Emmanuel Broderick says Jay Roos versus Tyson Fury is the fight that needs to happen for Undisputed. Yeah, man. If I was fighting Fury, man, because I fought a dude, my first sparring match was a guy from the UK, 6'7", Alex something. And yeah, you got to stay close to dudes with that long of a reach. I got a 20 from armpit to fist. I got the same reach as Vladimir Klitschko. So 25 inches armpit to fist. That's the real way they should measure, not wingspan where they get your back. So I'd fight Tyson close up and definitely try to hit him with power shots because he's gonna go down. You just got to keep him down. Oh, Denise, yeah, I thought you were talking about Mike Tyson. Yeah, I got Mike Tyson too, man. I'm amazed that people just keep talking about his age rather than what they're seeing. It's like, okay, never mind the age. What are you looking at? Yeah, but he's fit. Yeah, okay, he's 58, but what are you looking at? Yeah, but he's okay, but what are you looking at? The dude's faster than Jake Paul. He's stronger than Jake Paul. So don't tell me about age. Emmanuel says I would bet on Jay Roos to brutally knock out Fury in the 8th round. Well, I accept that, man. Yeah, all my years of sparring, I never touched the canvas, and I made a couple people touch the canvas. You know what I mean? Um, well, a couple people know. I know I made one guy touch the canvas. Um, when you hit certain guys with power punches, they kind of start swinging. Stop. I said start swinging. Stop swinging. So you kind of caught them with something. Denise Ward says Mike Tyson don't be playing. Yeah, I don't know what people were talking about. Like I don't know. It's kind of like the younger generation versus the older generation. They think because they've seen these highlight reels of Jake Paul, it's like, have you seen Mike Tyson's highlight reels? And then, well, yeah, but he was in his 20s and 30s. Okay, but put a side by side video of Mike Tyson training when he was 20 and then put one up of him training now. You're not going to see a difference. And there's some people, oh, yeah, he's slowed. No, he hasn't slowed down. Stop. You're just saying that because you know his age. If you didn't know his age, you'd be like, man, this guy looks great as ever. But, people are brainwashed. Bah, sheep. Shout out to you, Denise. You know what's about to happen. Is it me or is Tony's reviews doesn't like Usyk? I don't know. I think he's just passionate about who because he likes Mike Tyson too, but he just thinks Jake Paul is gonna win. I think he's just real passionate. He's got that heavy New York accent, so it can sound aggressive. Anthony Joshua versus Prime Razor Ruddock. Ooh, tough man. I would love to see that fight. Man, I got AJ, but I think it would be a back and forth. I think AJ actually has the better chin than Razor Ruddock, and he's got a better jab than Razor Ruddock. Razor Ruddock, one of the most dangerous. It might be a battle of the uppercuts because Razor Ruddock had that dangerous hooker cut that he almost. Man, when he hit Michael Dokes, that's still one of the best knockouts I've ever seen, especially in the heavyweight division. But he's got one of those hooker uppercuts, and then one of AJ's best punches is his uppercut. So somebody's hitting the canvas in that fight. But I got AJ by I'll say like ninth round knockout, maybe. Who you got in that, Adore? Who you got? You need to become a matchmaker, man. You need to be a promoter, and you get some of these current fighters that we want to see. You get them in the ring, man. So you got Anthony Joshua. Yeah, I do too. Especially this Joshua. This Ben Davis and Joshua is a monster to deal with. I'm hoping AJ, if you're listening, I know you touched down in Saudi Arabia, but if you're listening, stay with Ben Davison. Pay him whatever he wants. Stay with Ben, man. This dude knows what he's doing. He's the Bill Belichick of boxing. He studies tapes, and stay with Ben, man. If Joshua and Usyk had a third fight, Usyk would win again. Usyk would always beat him, in my opinion. I don't know about that, man. I think Ben Davison wants that fight. I think they've broken down Usyk. I think AJ wins the third fight. I really do. If he sticks with Ben Davison. No, no Ben Davison, then yeah, you probably have to go with Usyk. But I think Ben Davison has brought something out of AJ that is even more dangerous than before when people were like, we need the old AJ. This new AJ is better than the old AJ because it's more precision. It's not so many wild punches. It's more cold and calculated. So I think this AJ could do it with Ben Davis, and I think they come up with a game plan of body attack. If AJ had just gone to the body more in the second fight, he could have pulled it out. He just kind of got caught up in fighting Usyk's fight, and that's what happens to a lot of fighters. They get caught up in Usyk's movement, and they start mimicking him, and then they can't beat him at his own game. And Joshua's too big anyway to be doing all that moving. Conserve your energy. And he's got to sit down on his punches more, especially when going to that body. Emmanuel says, but he has a better chance of beating Usyk now, though. Yeah, definitely, man. Ben Davison, man. If I was a fighter, I'd be calling up Ben Davison, Bomac, Andy Lee, the Bread Man, um, James Bashir. Those are the guys I'd be having on the horn. People that can teach you something. I just tell you to, hey, go do your road work. Do 100 push-ups. Yeah, that's not all you need, man. That's just a little percentage of what you need to do to become a great fighter. There's a lot of trainers just basically doing the bare minimum, you know. Like the thumbnail too, Emmanuel. Water. Thanks, Rules. Ain't no problem, man. No problem at all. If somebody can win on Saturday night by knockout, that will be huge. Whether Fury, whether Usyk, if they win by a knockout where it's like clear and no funny business, no TKO, just a straight up KO, that would be huge. Especially if Usyk does it to the bigger guy, man. Can you imagine if Usyk knocks out Tyson Fury cold and Deontay Wilder couldn't do it in 3 fights when Usyk isn't even considered a serious puncher? That would be crazy. While I'm thinking about it, let me give a shout out to all the boxing platforms out there. Sports Prediction 101. Shout out to him. Showbiz the Adult. Counterpunch Boxing News. Boxing on the Edge. Tony's Reviews. DT3 the Boom Man. Of course, the homie Andrew Tucker World. Boxing Wave, Mr. Boxing Today too, and there's some others that I watch. Boxing Squared always does a great job. Boxing Block Center. Just imagine if Usyk lands a straight left and knocks Fury out cold. Yeah, that would be crazy. You know, Usyk is probably gonna try to set something like that up too. He'll probably try to disguise it and then come out of nowhere. You know, might even throw a couple light punches and then just unload his full 220 or whatever he weighs at the time. Bozy Ennis is a very good boxer trainer. I know the name, but I can't picture her face. Who's he trained at, Ray? I know the name. Emmanuel Broderick says you never know. It's boxing. If you hit a guy right, they can go out, including Fury. Yeah, they say what does it only take 5 pounds of pressure to knock somebody out. So you can imagine 220 pounds on your chin, or 270, depending on what Tyson Fury might be weighing right now. Both men are looking very trim right now, so they put in the work. We'll see, is the old adage true that a good big man beats a good little man? We'll see, is that true? Oh, Jaron Ennis' father. Yeah, I should have known that. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know enough about him though, but I know Boots Ennis is a real good fighter though. I still got Crawford over him if they fight. A lot of people think Ennis would win. I don't think so. I don't think Ennis has been tested like Crawford. Emmanuel says not always true. Yeah, it's not always true that a good big man beats a good little man. Because Holyfield beat Riddick in the second fight. Holyfield beat Buster Douglas, who was an underrated fighter in my opinion. Um, just about everybody Holyfield fought was bigger than him. Emmanuel, we get these sayings in boxing. A good big man beats a good little man. Styles make fights. I'm starting my own saying, hearts make fights, because it really don't matter your style if you got no heart. You gotta have the heart to get up off the canvas, which Tyson Fury has shown many times. And we'll get to see both guys' heart. It's gonna come down to the cliche, who wants it more? We will see who wants it more. Is it Tyson Fury or is it Alexander Usyk? Does Usyk have a nickname? We know Fury's the Gypsy King, the self-proclaimed Gypsy King. I don't know if Usyk has a nickname. Logan Hearsome says Justice Funai fought on Knockout Chaos. He beat Kevin Lorena, rumored to be fighting Sergey Kuzmin. He fought on Knockout Chaos? I can't even remember that fight. I think I was having some technical difficulties that day before I went live, so I might have even missed that fight. There was a lot going on that day. Most High got me through it, and I came on live to chop it up with you guys. Emmanuel says, I don't know why, but I think Styles make fights makes more sense in UFC. That's what I always say, because there's more to look out for. Grappling, kicks, knees, elbows. Yeah, it makes more sense. Boxing, you got two hands and ticker. So yeah, I agree with you, Manuel. Usyk's nickname is the Cat. Oh yeah, why do they call him like the Rabbit? Is that just something Tyson Fury calls him? Is it trying to be funny? By the way, if you guys haven't subscribed to my backup platform, it's in WJ, and you might have to type it in WJ Boxing because there's a couple other in WJs, but mine's the best. I talk boxing over there, but I'm going to start covering more wide range of topics over there, just so it's not the exact same replica of this platform. or if I talk about a fight on that channel, like I've talked about Fury Usyk over there and here, but I might try to cover it from a little slightly different perspective on that platform, just so I don't sound like I'm repeating myself. Most of the time, it's always the wrestlers beating the strikers in UFC. Yeah, like John Jones has a big wrestling background. Because most of the time, the dudes that know how to grapple and wrestle, they just take you down and then it's a wrap. And they start their own ground and pound once they get you on the canvas, or they get you in an arm bar, or they just find a way to. Some of the times when I'm seeing these dudes on the ground, I can't even tell what they got, but they submit them somehow, and you see the dude tap. Like I couldn't even tell what was happening. So that's why I prefer just watching the stand-up fighters in UFC, because I'm not so technical like Joe Rogan, where I'm like, whoa, he's got his arm in a 5-degree angle, and then he's got his ear twisted behind his cerebral cortex. Yeah, I was like, I couldn't see all that, bro. I couldn't see all that. Joe Rogan definitely has Mike Tyson winning this fight with Jake Paul. Hey, yo, StreamYard, why is the quality I'm looking at of the StreamYard so not clear? Boxing is much better than MMA. Absolutely, Adore. Absolutely. Only time MMA is really great is when it's two fighters, like when it's John Jones and a top guy like that. John Jones, my favorite fighter in the UFC and mixed martial arts. John Jones, man. Every time the fighters wrestle in the ground, I'm like, just get up already and do striking. Yeah, don't nobody want to see all that wrestling and rolling around. It's like, oh, that's just not very crowd pleasing. It's not even exciting to really watch, like Olympic wrestling. It's it's not very. And my stepbrother, he was a great wrestler at UCLA back in the day. Even was wrestling up until recently, I do believe. Some of his videos are on YouTube. I forget the weight division, but you can look for Christopher Roos on YouTube if you want to see my stepbrother wrestle. He was a great wrestler at UCLA back in the day. Most of wrestlers in UFC are the Russian guys. This Ben what's his name, Aspinall, whoever. A lot of people think he would beat John Jones because he's such a ferocious striker, but I don't think he will, because he's nice with his hands. He's big and strong, but John Jones has already fought guys like that, and he knows how to dismantle them. You can't be one dimensional against John Jones. You just can't be. Um, John Jones will just hit you with so many different things. You ain't gonna know where to look. And he's so long. He holds his weight well. He's 6'4", around 250, 260. Naturally strong guy. I remember Daniel Cormier said, even when they were fighting at light heavyweight, he said you feel like you're in there with a heavyweight because of the shoulder width and the wingspan. I don't think so, because Cyril Gahn is a good striker and John Jones beat him. Exactly. And he did it quickly after a long layoff. And everybody, including myself, thought Cyril Gahn was the heir apparent, and not so much. John Jones said it would be easy. He's like, I don't see anything special about this guy. John Jones just went in there, zoop, zoop, done. Thanks for coming. The name's John Jones. Yeah, man. John Jones is no joke. I don't think anybody in the UFC can beat John Jones. I think he has that one no contest. I think he hit a guy, when his knee was down or something, but it wasn't deliberate. But he's basically undefeated. I don't see anybody ever beating John Jones ever. Not Francis Ngannou, none of them. John Jones should be getting paid uh, adequately because how many years has he been doing UFC mixed martial arts? MMA guys putting their putting their circles in each other's faces. That is a no-no. Yeah, I ain't with all that. Yeah, that's crazy, ain't it? It's like, man, I ain't. Yeah, I want to win, but come on now. I feel you on that, Adore. That's crazy, ain't it? Emmanuel says, but Tom Aspinall is more well-rounded than Cyril Gahn and would put up a better fight against John Jones. Yeah, I think he would put up a better fight too. Cyril Gahn just seemed to cave, like the mental pressure got to him that night. I do believe Tom will put on a better fight too. Emmanuel, did you see that video I did about how Tom stepped to John Jones at that little convention? He put his hand on John Jones' shoulder, and John took it off. And he wanted to do a face off, but John was like, nah. John, I guess John was like, you're not gonna come to my little section and try to upstage me. Oh, you saw it? Okay. Yeah, I got the feeling that John thought he was trying to be upstage. He's like, nah, man, not tonight. Well, shout out to Andrew. He says John Fury is a bum. Team Fury is nervous. I think they're nervous too, man. I think they're very nervous. I like the Furies though. Don't get me wrong. I like John Fury. I like all of them, but I just think they're nervous. They're not going to tell the public that they're nervous, but I do believe they're nervous. TS Boxing says salute, salute to you, TS Boxing. Go subscribe to TS Boxing, y'all. He's talking some John Fury antics. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul understand Bruce Gaz dropped a nugget that they had a press conference I didn't even know about. Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Like I said, if y'all wish to hit up the or donate to the platform, you can hit up the Cash App. It's on your screen, $J Roos33. Show the platform some love if you choose to. Tommy Fury is saying Usyk will be one of Tyson Fury's easiest fights. What crack is yeah? Tommy Fury's tripping. Says what crack is he smoking? Yeah, the Furies are great at contradictions. 1 minute, Usyk's a bum. Next minute, Fury saying he's the toughest guy. They're all over the place. It's like they contradict themselves more than Tupac. I'm like, man, Tupac is my favorite rapper, but Tupac used to contradict himself a lot. And yeah, I don't know what Tommy Fury's talking about. It's not going to be easy. Who's ever had an easy fight against Usyk? So I don't know what he's basing that off of because in order for him to say Usyk is going to be an easy fight, seems to me you would have to have footage of someone making easy work of Usyk, and that's something that nobody's seen. So Tommy Fury, I like you, man, but you're tripping. You're tripping if you think it's going to be an easy fight. Not at all. Not at all. Tommy Fury said Usyk is a master boxer, but then says he will be one of Tyson Fury's easiest fights. That's a contradiction. Yeah, they're full of contradictions, man. He's a great fighter, but he's not that great. He is a great jab, but his jab leaves a lot to be desired. He's got one of the best chins I've ever seen, but he keeps hitting the canvas like, stop, you guys sound. When you contradict yourself, you sound mixed up. Like your thoughts are scrambled. You're trying to cater to certain people. No contradiction, man. No contradiction. Saying no guy test this man. Shout out to Lennox Lewis, the pugilist specialist, the last undisputed heavyweight champion. Seen I wonder what happened to those fights that people were calling out John Fury, like Big Ed, what's his name, Coogan, called out John Fury. If you're so aggressive, Mr. John Fury, fight somebody that's actually calling you out. Stop calling out people that weigh like 100 pounds less than you, man, or more than 100 pounds less, from what I saw. Don't take too much courage to headbutt a dude that weighs like 130, man. Unless the dude is Tank Davis. I don't think you want to roll up and headbutt Tank Davis or Lomachenko. Go check out the videos I did about put some respect on Lomachenko's name. Go check out the video I did about Steve Cunningham breaking down what he thought would happen. He says split decision win for Usyk or Tyson Fury gets disqualified. I don't think Fury gets disqualified, but I do think that it will be a split decision win for Alexander Usyk. Tommy Fury will lose once he steps up. What's funny about Tommy Fury, before he fought Jake Paul, I was pulling up some footage of him, and I was like, oh, he's a pretty good fighter. I like his combos and hand speed, but he just doesn't have that pop. I don't know if it's because he's not dedicated enough to boxing or if he has outside interest. But, he and Jake Paul were more evenly matched than I thought they would be. I thought he'd really put on a clinic with Jake Paul, and that, it was still a close fight. He even got a knockdown, but that was a balance shot, you know. But it still looks bad to get knocked down, whether it's balance or not. No fighter likes touching the canvas except with the bottom of his shoes. You guys wish to follow me on IG, it's Jonathan Roos 619. And that's for San Diego, baby. For all y'all that thought San Diego is all beaches and sunshine, go check out an interview that MC8 from the group Compton's Most Wanted did with Mitchie Slick from Lincoln Park, where I grew up in Southeast San Diego. MC8's from Compton. And he's like, he used to tell his buddies, he said, we ain't going to San Diego. Like, nah, because San Diego, Southeast is full of Bloods and LA's full of Crips. He's like, nah, we ain't trying to do no in-store signings in San Diego. You guys crazy? So I trip off when people think San Diego like don't have. I'm not trying to glorify it, but dude, I grew up with some serious gangsters, dude. Like serious, like pimps, like serious, dude. So it's just shocking. I can tell when people haven't been to these certain spots of San Diego. It's beautiful, it's nice, but it's grimy areas too. Like a lot of cities are like that, but people be thinking San Diego's all beach houses and nice weather. Get your head taken off in that nice weather. Oh yeah, speaking of MC8 and them, I forget the other dude on their interview where they be interviewing rappers and stuff. They got to stop interrupting their guests, man. That is so annoying. Like you ask a question and then you could tell they're not even listening because they just jump in. Like let your guest talk. We're on there to hear the guests. Man, they used to do that on Drink Champs too. Like people be in the comments like, Nori, stop interrupting your guests, man. You could tell Ice T was getting annoyed when he was on Drink Champs. Like, man, can I finish a sentence? Emmanuel says, I watched Usyk's backstory, and apparently boxing wasn't even his dream. He wanted to go professional soccer career, but his parents had no money for him to get coached. Oh, wow. So circumstances kind of pushed him into boxing, huh? I didn't even know that. That's interesting. No wonder he's so athletic, though. That explains, when he does these public workouts, he's juggling, he's kicking balls and all kind of stuff. Who would win, Ike Ibeabuchi versus Larry Holmes? I know Coach James is going to be mad at me for this one. He would say Larry Holmes. I got Ike by knockout. Sorry, coach. I know there's more footage of Larry Holmes to go on, but nah, Ike would smash Larry Holmes. I don't care how good Larry Holmes' jab was. It didn't do him no good against Mike Tyson. You could say Larry Holmes is at an older age, but nah, Larry Holmes ain't beating no Ike Abeabuchi, not at all. Ike was bigger than Larry, stronger than Larry, chin better than Larry. I know Larry Holmes is determined and all that, but nah, Ike would smash Larry Holmes. Shout out to Larry Holmes. He'd have Larry running home. Brandy Wine in the building says salute to you, bro. Shout out to you, Brandy. You new to the platform? I don't remember that name before. Thanks for tuning in, though. Appreciate you. Emmanuel says, good thing Usyk chose boxing. He's a very good boxer and a very funny guy. I'm very feel. Usyk, yeah. I'll be wondering what he means when he says that. I'm very feel. Yeah. Usyk is like he's a serious guy, but he seems like he doesn't take himself too seriously, and that's the key to stress management. You know, take things seriously, but don't get so serious that everything is just absorbing your peace. You want to keep your peace at all costs. I keep my peace by reading the scriptures and praying to the Most High, Yah, Yahweh, Yeshua. Who wins, George Foreman versus? Ooh, man, that'd be like Foreman when he fought Holyfield. I think. Ooh, ooh, wow. I'm gonna say a draw, man. I'm gonna say a draw. Both guys' chins would be crazy. That'd probably be a lot like the Ika Bambucci David Tua fight. I'm gonna say a draw. Ike was just a hard guy to beat, man. It's just too bad we didn't get to see enough of him. That's why I'm hoping this comeback he's trying to do is successful. You know, me and Ike are like I think the same age. Ike Bambucci. It's a very interesting fight because both Usyk and Fury are both devout Christians. Yeah, yeah. I just wish Fury would clean up the potty mouth. I'm like, dude, like, stop it. Why are you cussing so much? This is my second time watching your live. Great content. Hey, thanks, Brandy. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you're having a great day as well. Adore says, who would win, Muhammad Ali? I got Ali. I think you asked me that one before. Yeah, I got Ali, man. My answer stays the same. I got Ali. I think Ali would just his boxing skills. I think he'd probably irritate Ike, and Ike would get frustrated. I think the closest thing we get to Ali versus Ike Abeabuchi was when Chris Bird fought him, but Ike stopped Chris Bird because Chris Bird, as good of a boxer as he was nowhere near on the level of Ali. Usyk versus Ali, ooh man, I might have Usyk on that one, man. I might have Usyk by edge, maybe split decision. Brandy says you're welcome. Hey, thank you, thank you, thanks so much. Adore says I got Muhammad Ali too. You know, I can see a draw for Usyk versus Ali. Yeah, that's definitely something that could happen. Both guys are so tricky, man. A prime Ali and Usyk, man, dude, man. I wonder if their styles would kind of offset each other. It might. What if it was a boring fight because both guys don't know what to do? Like, man, I don't know what to throw. Sometimes some guys' styles can be so similar that it's like trying to put two magnets together. Once you know, flip them, and you feel that little ball in the middle, and they don't connect. Can anyone imagine if Muhammad Ali was a southpaw heavyweight boxer? I think he did switch up a couple times, but not too often. If Ali did the switch up southpaw style, it would have been a lot like Usyk. Fun fact: did you know Ali and Usyk have the same birthday? Did you know that? Must be something about uh, fighters born on that same day, born with tremendous skills. But the Usyk Fury fight is a tough fight to call. That's why John Fury doesn't need to be given any more ammunition to the Usyk camp by headbutting anybody. The more you talk, the more you're going to inspire them because they don't like to be, going back. I know it's a movie, but Rocky Four. You remember how Drago didn't like how Apollo Creed was kind of trying to clown him at the press conference. So when Creed walked out, Drago pulled his picture off the thing. Fighters in that part of the world, even though it's a movie, Russia, Ukraine, they don't like to be, have a lot of this going. They're like, okay, I'm gonna make you pay for that on fight night. So John Fury, you could be getting your son in a world of trouble, just like Bill Haney and Devin Haney. They got to stop doing all this. You know, you're putting pressure on your sons that you don't need to put on. That's my opinion. Maybe you know better than me. I mean, they are your family. Usyk's knocking out Fury would be the biggest shock ever. Yeah, man. I wonder what Fury would even say to that after. Like, oh, I just got caught, or I beat the count, or I'm telling you though, I won't be shocked if Fury hits the canvas. It never shocks me when Fury goes down. I said when he fought Ngannou, and I picked Fury to win, and I said, but Ngannou would at least knock him down, and that's what happened. Still think Ngannou won that fight with Fury, by the way. And I know there's Martin McCauley, and some said Fury didn't train for that fight, but McCauley wasn't in camp for the whole Fury camp. So I think Fury did train for that fight. And I just think Ngannou surprised him with his boxing skills and surprised him when they clinched and he felt his physical strength. It's a high possibility Fury can get dropped. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, he can definitely get dropped. Usyk isn't known as a power puncher, but he's got enough power that can knock you off the soles of your feet if he sits down on his punch. If he puts that whole 220 or whatever he's weighing for this fight, he might even be 215 for this fight. But if he puts that whole 215 into it, he can do it. Remember when Holyfield dropped Riddick Bowe in their third fight? Holyfield was a lot lighter than Riddick Bowe and put him down. Remember Steve Cunningham, Fury? A lot lighter than Fury, put him down. The trick is to keep him down, though. You got to keep him down. It's like my face is blurry, but the chats are clear. I know people say Usyk is weak to the body, but it would be so funny if Usyk drops Fury with the body shot. I know since Fury's got the six pack jumping off now, or the four pack, these body punches might feel a little different. I always say George Foreman said the big bellies take a lot better punches to the body than the washboard abs. So some people be like, then why do boxers spend so many hours doing sit-ups then? Good question. It's probably just to look the part, like see how hard I've been training. Can you imagine Terrence Crawford as a heavyweight boxer? That'd be bad. Terrence Crawford probably could knock out a couple guys in the heavyweight division. Probably could beat Andy Ruiz and Big Baby Miller right now. But yeah, Terrence Crawford was a heavyweight, man. Terrence is one of my favorite fighters. I gotta get Terrence on the show, man. That's my next. I'm gonna get Terrence on this show. I gotta find out who to contact. Go through the gatekeepers. Maybe even Bomac, man. It would be great to talk to Bomac. Terrence Crawford versus Deontay Wilder. I think Terrence Crawford got bigger legs than Deontay Wilder. I got Crawford. Terrence Crawford versus Anthony Joshua. I think that's maybe too much of a size difference because AJ's like 252. Yeah, that's stepping up a little too much. But Deontay, he's in the lower 200s. Never even thought of a Terrence Crawford Deontay Wilder fight. I just saw a post where Deontay said he's more focused than ever, so we'll see. 'Cause he's gonna need it fighting Zhang. He's gonna need all that focus. Focus helps to keep you on your feet when you get hit with a solid shot. If you're not focused, you're gonna cave in. First sign of someone coming at you aggressively, you'll fold under pressure if you're not focused. That's facts. FAX facts. Tony's reviews in the building says, "Let us come back to reality. Bud would get sparked by any top 10 heavyweight, and he's about to." Did you say he's about to get destroyed by Canelo? Did you really say that, Tony? You are aware that he's used to boxing heavyweights in the gym. You are aware of that. You are aware that he's probably the physically stronger man than Canelo too, as far as weightlifting, as far as wrestling. Nah, I disagree with you, Tony. Um, I mean, Terrence Crawford has a heavy as a heavyweight. Oh well, as a heavyweight, well, I don't. I still don't know about that one. AJ's just yeah. I still got AJ, but Canelo beating Terrence, nah, I don't see it. If you notice, Canelo's not like someone said the other day. Canelo's not really knocking out people anymore. I mean, he couldn't even knock out Charlo. I know Charlo wasn't really there to mix it up, but if he couldn't stop Charlo, ain't no way in the world he's stopping Terrence Crawford. First, you gotta look real nice against the Charlo brothers. There ain't no way he's gonna mess with Terrence Crawford. Nah, I mean, Wilder is not the hardest puncher because there was one guy Wilder kept punching over and over with the right hand and was still standing, but the ref had to stop the fight. Yeah, I've seen a couple Wilder's older fights before he got the Anakin Skywalker arm implant, where he hit some guys and they took it. Tony's review says, "Laugh out loud." All those guys Canelo is fighting is double the size of Bud. Now, I don't know. Like I said, he's like 180 right now. Everybody said he's gonna look small against Spence too, and when they got in the ring, he looked like the bigger guy. And then he pushed Spence like halfway across the ring, like get off me. Nah, they say he's 180, bro. 165. Nah, he's ever been a 180, bro. In fact, if you look at him when he just did this little press conference with what's that dude's name, Madrimal or whatever, he was the bigger guy. Spence was 147 fighter. Bud was 147 fighter. What the are we talking about? Yeah, but they had to really drain themselves to make that weight. And when you looked at them side by side, Terrence Crawford was the muscular guy. He looked way more muscular than Errol Spence looked. But has got to jump up 3 weight classes. Hey man, Manny Pacquiao did it. Why can't Terrence Crawford do it? Didn't Manny do more than 3? I think it was Johan Duhaupas fight I was talking about for Wilder. I'm gonna have to go pull that up. Manny went up 1 by 1. Yeah, but see, a lot of these guys, like I said, they're really like, for lack of a better word, killing themselves to make these low weights. That's why they come into the weigh-ins looking so emaciated because they really had to dehydrate and all that just to make that weight. Uh, uh, you mean Deontay Wilder started those helicopter punches? Yeah, I remember when he fought Audley Harrison when he was like basically looking like a giraffe on skates. But I say Deontay's gonna have to throw just like a bunch of right hands to stop Zhang. Just go right hand crazy because Zhang ain't got the best defense in the world. He just does one of these and you just go right down the middle. So just go right hand crazy, man. Just start like spamming like you do in them old boxing games. Just keep hitting the X button, just like just spam the mess out of Zhang and see what happens. Okay, think about this. Spence was killing himself to make 147. Everyone Canelo is fighting is killing themselves to make 168. Laugh out loud. The same follows. Bud is too small. He will get destroyed. Nah, nah. In what way is Bud smaller than Canelo? I don't think there's much of a height difference. And I know Canelo, I think has been as high as maybe 200 when he's like not fighting. But if you just go by physical size, you got to remember, go pull up Richard Torres Jr., who was a heavyweight. He said that Terrence Crawford pinned him and he couldn't do anything. That's a heavyweight. So when it comes to physical strength, that's why Fury had problems winning Ngannou because the minute they got in the clinch, he's like, oh, this dude is a little different, kind of strong. So there's no way Canelo's gonna be like bullying Crawford around the ring like that. Crawford's got that wrestling background, so this is gonna be a whole different beast fighting a Terrence Crawford. Crawford is taller than Canelo. I saw a pic of them together. Yeah, I think he is taller. Yeah. Are there height classes or weight classes? Canelo is too big. Now I disagree with you, man, because if Terrence Crawford, let's say that you're right about Canelo being bigger. If Terrence Crawford said he used to have to spar bigger guys because the dudes his weight class couldn't even take his punches, and then he's pinning heavyweights, what you think he's gonna do to Canelo? And like I said, Canelo couldn't even stop Charlo, so how in the world is he gonna stop Terrence Crawford? And often in boxing, for some reason though, when a guy's taller, they say he's bigger. I never understood that. When I think of big, I think of mass, but sometimes in boxing, you see a guy that's 6'5", can look like a string bean, then a guy that's shorter, let's say the taller guy is bigger. I never understood that. Like he's taller, he's not bigger. Crawford has been dropped by 147 fighters. Who dropped Terrence Crawford? I saw that one where he went down, but it wasn't ruled a knockdown. But who else dropped Terrence Crawford? I've seen him wobble, and that might be because he was weight drained, like what's his name? Ryan Garcia. Mean Machine. That's who did it. I have to go back and check that out. But it might be because he came in so light. Wasn't it Gamboa that dropped him as well? I have to check that out too, Tony. I will have to check that out. Gamboa dropped Crawford? I don't know. I might have to see that. But I know if good and well, like if I'm weighing 250 and I have to get down to 220, yeah, I might get dropped because I'm not used to being that light. I actually have more energy like around 250. Go explain that. I don't know. Guess everybody has their own weight that they feel best at. TS Boxing says, nah, he just hurt him. Are you saying Gamboa just hurt Crawford? I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. It says Gamboa rocked Crawford but didn't drop him. That's probably the one I'm thinking of because I remember he got kind of rocked by somebody. But I think Crawford too. He's on like his mind is so strong now that he just went through Errol Spence like a tsunami. I think that gave him a lot of confidence to add on to what he already had. So Canelo's definitely not going to outmuscle that dude, like push him around. That's not happening. If you can pin a heavyweight in your Terrence Crawford size, then what can Canelo do with them? And he says he spars with heavyweights like all the time too. So I know sparring is headgear, and but sometimes still dudes go all out in the gym. I've seen dudes get knocked out cold in the gym with headgear. So it depends on what kind of sparring you're doing. Are you doing let's just work on our jab or body punches, or is it okay, we're going crazy? And even with headgear, your chin is generally still out. It's just kind of padding around here, but usually your chin is still exposed. You're wearing bigger gloves though. Hey Tony, if you're still there, did you catch the Jake Paul Tyson press conference today? I'm gonna have to check it out. Bruce Gas was telling me it was today. I didn't know it was coming up. Canelo would beat Benavidez easy, though, in my opinion. I don't know about that one. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that one. Tony says everyone spars heavyweights. Little men are like um, women sparring men. They don't realize how much the other fighter is holding back. Could be, could be, could be. I heard things. I heard things. Could be, yeah, could be. Tony got that voice sound like he got some mob ties, man. Y'all might not want to start your car if Tony's in the vicinity. Be like, oh nah, man, you go ahead and start my car for me. Tony might give you an offer you guys can't refuse. Where do I put my water? Oh. Would you believe there's people out there talking about water's not like you shouldn't drink water? Like, huh? There's actual videos talking about you should get your water from coconuts and fruit. Not you should never drink water. Now I know there's some bad water and good water, but your body's made up of tons of water. You should have water. And there's videos on all kind of things, man. You should just eat watermelon all day. Oh, really? I did not see the Paul Tyson press conference. Yeah, I missed it too. I'm gonna have to check that out. I heard there was not really any trash talk, but Bruce was saying it was like sounding real focused and serious. So yeah, I want to check that out. I want to see I want to see Jake Paul training at 230. I want to know if he's used to carrying that much weight. Because if he's not, he's going to be a stationary target, and it's like, ooh, it might help him stay on his feet, but you can't put padding on your chin. When you going live again, Tony, man, I need to hop on your platform. We're going to disagree again. Mike is going to sleep. Yeah, he might sleep before the fight just to relax. That's about the only sleep he's getting. Lennox Lewis used to take a nap before his fights too. There ain't no way Jake Paul is gonna knock out Mike Tyson. That's not happening. Mike said something I didn't like though the other day. I forget. He was on somebody's show where they were just kind of clowning around. I didn't like it. It was just a lot of the interviewer was doing a terrible job. They just laughing and giggling. But Mike said something I didn't like. He said I'm gonna entertain everybody. I was like, what does that mean? entertain everybody. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear I'm going out there and I'm gonna knock this dude's head off. I don't want to hear I'm trying to entertain people. Don't take no dives, Mike. I'm not playing around. This is going on your record, dude. Do not take a dive. You do not want to hear beat Trevor Burbick to become the youngest heavyweight champion. Fought Razor Ruddock twice and then gets stopped by Jake Paul. You do not want that on a documentary because you know if Jake Paul knocks you out, he will put out a documentary within a week talking about he knocked out Mike Tyson. So do not take a dive. Nobody. Jake, Tyson, nobody. I don't want to see no funny business. Wish it was 3 minute rounds too. I don't like the 2 minute round thing. These aren't female fighters. I don't even think female boxing should be 2 minute rounds. If you're gonna box, box. Let it be 3 minute rounds. Because you can't really set up a game plan in 2 minutes. The minute you start to implement something, the round's over. Like, dude, I was just getting started. Nah, man. Tyson asked for 2 minute rounds and bigger gloves. Tyson knocks. He's cooked. Tyson asked for 2 minute rounds? Ah, I need to look into that. I do not like the 2 minute round thing, especially when you pay for it. It's like, man, that fight ended so fast, you feel like you didn't get your money's worth. Emmanuel says 2 minutes is too quick. Yeah, I don't like that, man. It's bad enough that they're wearing, I hear 14-ounce gloves isn't that much of a difference, especially when it's Tyson, but still, I wish they just use regular gloves, 3 minute rounds. Yes, Tyson is the one that asked for the 2 minute, 14-ounce gloves. Nah, Jake Paul probably said that. I don't know about that one. I'm gonna have to hear that come out of Mike's mouth or Mike's trainer. Denise says she just subbed to your channel, Tony. You getting some love here in the chats. Hey, old Tony, you getting some love, yo. Hey, old Tony, you should subscribe to your channel. Tony's reviews, man. I like watching his old videos too, where he's like putting stuff together, man. I like it's kind of relaxing to watch like people build stuff. Man, I still don't know you built that weight set, dude. Like that was mind blowing that you put that thing together. Cause I had one of those in my room in Chula Vista, San Diego. It took up half the room. It was called a hoist. I had to have the people from the actual store come in and put that together. So, dude, that takes skills, dude. Skills and patience. Emmanuel said, I'm subscribed to Tony's reviews as well. Yeah, Tony's that dude. Yeah, man. There's some great boxing channels out there, y'all. There's some great boxing channels, and then there's some that don't know what they're talking about. I see some channels like, dude, do you even watch boxing? Like when you see like comments that just don't make sense. Like they name a featherweight fighting some dude that's like the size of George Foreman. You're like, man, that's never gonna happen. I can understand moving up weight classes, but that's too much of a a drastic leap. What you guys think about them? This way off topic, but what you guys think about them closing all the 99-cent stores around the country and the Dollar Generals? Ain't nothing. There's hardly anything in Dollar General that's a dollar anyway. I hate them stores, man. But they say due to theft, they're closing all the 99-cent stores. So They're trying to wipe out the middle class. That's all that is. All the expensive grocery stores don't have theft though, do they? Stop. All the high price, overpriced grocery stores where it's $10 for a pack of bacon, they're not going out of business. But the stores where you can get food and still have some money to go to the movies, those stores are going out of business. That's called trying to wipe out the middle class agenda. Why you got to get your money up in today's world, man. You can't even be comfortable now being a millionaire. It's like probably still be on food stamps. Denise says I get my cleaning supplies there. I'm mad about it. Yeah, it's like I remember when they first opened, like this was decades ago, and I used to wonder why is everything so cheap? Like their food was little past the expiration date. So if you ate it, you're kind of taking things in your own hands. But yeah, it's cool for like cleaning supplies and stuff like that. So I think they should keep it open. I don't like when you go on like 99-cent stores. Their stuff is more like on keeping with the name of their store. But when you go to Dollar General, you see stuff like $5, $4. Like, where do you guys get the dollar? Do you guys know what a dollar is? Do you know a boxing channel IBFP? I think I've heard of it. Not sure if I've ever watched it. Why is he controversial? Is he part of the LDBC? For the longest, I didn't even know what LDBC stood for. I forget right now. I remember somebody told me, but I know they were heavy on Wilder's jock. Don't know so much if they are now. Now, man. IBFP just covers everything, but it's not in a LDBC channel. Okay, well that's good to know. Like me, I talk about football a lot, especially everything concerning the San Diego slash LA Chargers. But they're gonna do big things this year, man. We got Jerry Rice's son. That dude is a monster. Played for USC. We got Jerry Rice's son mixing up with our quarterback, Justin Herbert. Oh, it's going down. I was mad at them for getting rid of Keenan Allen, but Jerry Rice's son. So I pulled him up. I'm like, man, this dude is good, man. He's not just riding off the name. Matter of fact, shout out to the Nothing But Raiders podcast. I'm not a Raiders fan, but I like how he runs his channel, man. He's real passionate about the Las Vegas Raiders. That doesn't even sound right. Las Vegas Raiders? Went from Oakland to LA, back to Oakland, now Vegas. But shout out to the Nothing But Raiders podcast. Shout out to Samoan Raider. And yeah, I've been riding with the Chargers for decades, since the 70s. This is 2024. We've been to one Super Bowl, one, and we lost that to the 49ers the year Coach Prime was playing, Deion Sanders. They tore the Chargers out the frame. Everybody kind of knew that was going to happen. I was just kind of happy we made it to the big game and we beat Pittsburgh to do it. Take that, Snoop Dogg. I don't know, but the NFL back in the day was more legit. I don't want to get into too much stuff, but it's kind of turned into WWE on grass now. So I'm not as into the NFL as I used to be. Seen a lot of suspect calls, seen a lot of referees dictating the course of a game. One flag here, one flag there. You're kind of deciding who wins the game. The minute you score a touchdown, up flag, and you see the replay. Holding, there was no holding, homie. You're trying to decide the winner. I've heard the NFL is actually registered as sports entertainment. Don't know if it's true. I've looked it up. I've seen where some say it is, some say it isn't. Some of it looks rather WWE-ish to me. That's another topic. YouTube's probably like, shut up. We support the NFL. I speak my mind, homie. But guess how long have I been on here? Says Andrew Tucker is another good guy too. Yeah, Andrew Tucker's my dude, man. Andrew Tucker, passionate guy, comes with the energy on the live streams. I told him the other day I want to bring him on here, bring him on my platform and do some pugilism talk. Sparky in the building. He says, "What's up, y'all?" John Fury is off his meds. Yeah, John Fury, man. That dude, he's doing the most, ain't he? Headbutting people. Head started leaking. It's like, come on, John Fury. Tone it down, homie. Don't do nothing to mess with Fury's head before the fight, and that'll be an excuse. Well, my dad, I was concerned with him, so I wasn't focused. Okay, man. All right. Maybe John Fury was thinking of that. Maybe I'll make a scene so if my son loses, he can use me as an scapegoat or scapegoat. Who does Andrew have, Fury or Usyk? I think he has Usyk, but don't quote me on that. I think he has Usyk, but I'm not sure. I originally had Fury, but like Steve Cunningham said, when a fighter keeps asking for money, you're showing you really don't want the fight. How do you see the undisputed fight going, brother? Thanks, Sparky. That's a great question. I think kind of like Lennox Lewis. I think things don't really heat up until like round four. I think both guys will be doing a lot of posing, trying to fill each other out. Then I think either Fury or Usyk will try to launch a power shot at the other guy just to see how well he responds to it. And I think first, they're going to try to establish the jab because Fury's got the longer reach. So Usyk's going to want to get kind of close, but he has to be careful. So I think Usyk's going to have to mix in a lot of movement mixed with boxing skills, and I think he'll just figure it out somehow. I think that Usyk knows how to adapt a little better than Fury does. So I think that adaptation or whatever the word is, I think that'll see Usyk through to a split decision. And I think Fury will hit the canvas sometime during this fight too. Tony's review says Steve misses no chances to hate on Fury. He's just a bitter Fury care. I don't get the sense that Steve is bitter. He just seems like, he didn't appreciate getting the forearm to the face. He seems like a humble guy. He doesn't seem to have an ego. He's probably just mad that he got KO'd in front of the world, which is understandable. But he didn't strike me as a bitter guy like a Jarrell Miller or something like that. Sparky says, and I'm afraid the judges may be pro Fury because they want that Mega Fury AJ fight. Yeah, I'm saying to Prince Turkey and all those in charge over there running the boxing business, the world is watching. We have great technology. We can zoom in. We can we can see things you have no idea that we can see. Let the fight be legit because All the great fights you put on, it'll all go down the tubes if there's some janky business going on. Jay's done a million interviews about Fury. He was even pro Glovegate for Wilder. Steve is a joke. Oh, he was one of those. He was part of the Glovegate posse. Wow, did not know that. Yeah, that Glovegate stuff was almost. You just wanted to reach through the screen and start choking people. Sparky says, "Yeah, man, Fury did kind of cheat to knock out Cunningham. Fury and his team will be aware of that. Ref better be on business." Yeah, does anybody in the chat know who the ref is? Does anybody know who that ref is? I certainly hope it ain't the one from Usyk Dubois or Tony Weeks. Yeah, Tony Weeks can chill out too. Yeah, Tony Weeks, I ain't trying to see you, dude. I remember the Glovegate problem that was so annoying listening to that. Yeah, that was just stupid. Then it was the spike water. Then it was Deontay was saying some fighter in the crowd. I forget his name, the dude from Detroit. He was saying he was in the crowd doing something. Then it was Mark Breland. Dude, then it was the mask. Yeah, I was like, oh my goodness, dude. If all that stuff was going against you, why even take another fight with Fury? Just be like, man, I'm done with that whole thing. It was too much cheating going on. So to me, that shows in his heart of hearts, he knows there was real. There was really no cheating. He just had to come up with something to save face. Goes over to Africa, starts hitting the ayahuasca to try to cope with his humbling in front of the world. It's like, dude, you got to know how to take a defeat like a professional, man. Some of the best fighters ever have taken defeats and they didn't start smoking no ayahuasca. Why do LDBC have to use racism to fuel their channels? Do they make money from it or something? Probably so. You know, unfortunately, a lot of my people have made their skin color their idols, which is completely stupid because you had no say on your race. You were just born. You didn't have no say in what race or what color you'd be. So for you to sit there and start saying, oh, all these white people cheated me because they're white. I mean, like, dude, if you don't chill out. Sometimes I feel like they don't even believe what they're saying. I think they're just saying it so they don't get blackballed from the culture. Personally, I don't care. You can blackball me all you want. I've never been the type to try to fit in. In fact, I try to not go with the crowd. Usually, you'll notice in life that usually where the majority's going is wrong. It's usually the small percentage that get things right. So if the majority are going left, I'm gonna go right because the majority people are bad sheep. He said he had proof of the cheating, but he didn't bring any proof. Yeah, like that whack channel. What's his name? He's changed it several times. I forget, but he used to keep talking about Terrence Crawford cheated on Errol Spence, and we went back and forth. And if I ever see that dude, I'm gonna slap the taste out his mouth for real. Watch his man boobs flop around the streets for a couple minutes. Oh yeah, the boxing toilet. He goes by the boxing outlet. I call him the boxing toilet because he's full of the stuff that goes in the toilet. Yeah, I would beat the brakes off that dude. Ring, street, wherever, man, he's getting it. He had a lot of mouth on his little whack platform. I want to see him keep that same energy face to face. Dude will be on crickets. But dude reminds me of Jerome from Martin too. You know what I'm saying? I say Jerome's in the house. Devin Haney said he would never lose to a white boy and ends up losing to a white Mexican. All this racism needs to stop. Yeah, it's stupid. Like when Bernard Hopkins said that and then he lost. Like I know race has always been a big part of boxing, but it's just stupid because then when you lose, then you gotta eat some crow. I want your top three pound for pound so far, Roos, and will it change if Usyk beats Fury? Top pound for pound. I got to throw my dude Terrence Crawford in there, of course. You could throw Canelo in there. Uh, I know they used to keep heavyweights off the pound for pound list, so I'm not going to name any heavyweights. So I'll say Canelo, Crawford, in no particular order. Oh, maybe Inoue. Yeah, how could I forget him? Yeah, man. I like Tank. I like Lomachenko. Oh, you same as me, Tony. You got Inoue, Bud, and Canelo. Yeah, man, that's a good top three. Yeah, I got that too, man. Those are some tough dudes to beat. You know why them dudes are tough to beat? Because they stay in the gym. They live like fighters. I keep saying the dudes that go down in history are the ones that stay in the gym. Fury number four. Yeah, you could throw Fury in there if you bring in heavyweights. Usyk, since Usyk came up from cruiserweight. Yeah, man, I could see that. I like Fury, man. I just don't think he's gonna win. But hey Tony, if you fought John Fury, what would you do to John Fury? Did you see Errol post a video of him training? Don't know how much he got left though. Nah, I didn't see that. So Errol's back in the gym, huh? I know he and Ryan have been going at it back and forth. Can you? I never even thought of um, a Ryan Garcia Errol Spence fight. It was like, man, I'd watch it. Tony KO's John Fury. Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I got Tony. Yeah, John Fury was nowhere near on the level of Tyson Fury. I seen John Fury get stopped by Henry Akinwande. I was actually at the Lennox Lewis Henry Akinwande fight in Lake Tahoe, where Henry got disqualified for nonstop holding. Lewis hit him with some punches. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna hold till I get disqualified. I'm out of here." When Mills Lane keeps warning you that he's gonna take a point or stop the fight and you still hold, that shows you were looking for a way out. And that's the guy that stopped John Fury. So yeah, I got Tony. Plus Tony's on swole mode. I like fighters that look like fighters. I don't like these dudes that come in the ring that look like they never did a curl in their life or side laterals. It's like, man, lift a weight, man. Almost all American boxers fans and pundits picking Fury, maybe because he beat Wilder, but Wilder wasn't all that. Yeah, Wilder definitely wasn't all that. Wilder definitely wasn't all that. People bit into the hype though of he's the even Teddy Atlas. As much as I like Teddy, I don't agree with Teddy's. Teddy has some harsh things to say about Canelo too, but I don't agree with Teddy when he acts like Wilder's the hardest puncher of all time. You're only as good as your resume. If you're not knocking out top guys, then it doesn't. You can't throw him in there with the Mike Tysons, George Foremans, the David Tuas, the Lennox Lewises. Um, you just can't do it, man. So yeah, he can punch. I'm not gonna sound crazy and say he can't punch, but the hardest puncher of all time. Are you telling me Deontay Wilder is harder than Lennox Lewis? Absolutely not. Have you seen Lennox Lewis's fist, dude? His fist like almost covers, and I got big hands too. So when you got Emmanuel Stewart said big hands usually mean you can punch because for one you're taking up a lot of real estate when you hit somebody. Your fist covers a whole face. So look at Lennox Lewis's fist and then look at Deontay Wilder's fist, and you tell me. Even Snoop Dogg was talking about the size of Lennox Lewis's hands. Art Sampson in the building. Shout out to you, man. Thanks for tuning in. Teddy has still salty about Mike Tyson. He still talks badly about him and also Canelo. Yeah, when Teddy said that Mike Tyson only had like 6 wins or some crazy stuff, I was like, Teddy, stop. Mike, whatever went down between you dudes, Mike apologized. Let it go, dude. You have to forgive. Forgive. If you hold grudges, it can lead to all types of stuff. For one, you can't go to heaven if you don't forgive. Two, you can get sick, you can get diseases, you can get all types of body malfunctions just from holding a lot of hatred. Let it go, Teddy. And I'm gonna imitate Duke from Rocky 2 when he was talking to Apollo Creed. Let it go. Let it go. Quan Big Gun just touched down in the building. Says, yes, Jay Roos, that insecure man, John Fury, is mentally not off there. I think he's just almost overly passionate, man. It's like, we know you love your boys, man. That's honorable, but calm down, man. Relax. I don't understand people that can't stay calm. Like, you just really can't control your emotions. Spanky says, Teddy says Foreman and Sonny Liston stops Tyson. What's your take on that? Nah, Sonny Liston don't stop no Mike Tyson. Foreman, maybe, not the young Foreman, the older Foreman. I think the young Foreman gets beat by Mike Tyson. The young Foreman didn't have the chin of the older Foreman. So I think the older Foreman gives Tyson some problems. Even Mike Tyson, I think, said that Foreman was a harder puncher than him when he was hitting the bag. He said, I just had the advantage in speed, but he said Foreman was a harder puncher. That was from Mike Tyson's own mouth. He got his own head leaking, headbutting the smallest guy on Team Usyk. Yeah, he's probably like, let me look at this team. Let me see. Oh, there's a featherweight. Come here. Pow. Yeah, what's up now? Probably saw Usyk's bodyguards is like, nah, they look like they might do a little something. When people say the hardest puncher, it's not just one punch like a right hand, it's multiple punch varieties like left hook and uppercuts. And that's what happened with Deontay Wilder. He became too predictable. That's why I said, at this point, you might as well just go right hand crazy. Like, he's not going to do nothing at this stage of the game that's too different. So just go right hand crazy on Zhang and hope for the best. Because, your left hook was all right, but you didn't seem to perfect it. So just go all out, man. Right hand crazy. And hope Zhang just has this defense. Bloop, right down the middle. Sip, 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 sipping on some water. Sip, sip, sip. After Wilder retires and Baby Anderson is unpredictable, what other good heavyweight boxers does America have? Me and Tony. Yeah, man, that's a great question, man. Who? I like Richard Torres Jr. I'm big on him. Great combos, strong. He did get stopped in the Olympics though, so that concerns me. That concerns me. But he's looked really fast out of all the heavyweights. He's probably the fastest, and he's from my neck of the woods. He's from a little small section of California that a lot of people don't know about. Tulare. You ever heard of Tulare, California? I've been there many times. There are relatives there. It's like almost kind of country out there, real peaceful. So I like Richard Torres Jr. a lot, man. I like his combos. I like his speed. He stays in the gym. He's around 220, 6'2", so he's kind of like, he wouldn't be considered one of these NBA prototypes. What about George Foreman's son? I forgot he's coming back. Yeah, Monk, isn't he making a comeback into the heavyweight scene? Yeah, man, he's coming back too. I guess he wants to do it at a later age like his dad. I guess he figures it's in the DNA to have a career flourish when you reach your mid to early 40s or early 40s to mid 40s, I should say. Sparky. I remember the vacation movies with Chevy Chase's wife would call him Sparky. I was like, why is she talking to her husband like he's a puppy? Hey, Sparky. The sound of the punch when Lewis punched Rockman really hard was funny. Yeah, it was like, yeah, I bet they heard that to the back of the building, man. That sounded like some THX George Lucas sound that was so loud. It was like, and then he fell right on the Don King symbol with his arms out. Like, tried to get up, started leaking, fell back down. Man, yeah, Torres said he got pieced up by Crawford and sparring, and not sure he's the guy. Yeah, that's him, Richard Torres Jr. He said Crawford. Oh, I didn't know he said he got pieced up boxing. I know he said he got pinned by Crawford, so he got pieced up by Crawford too. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know Canelo's been blasted now. Maybe I'm the Sparky guy you were talking about. Yeah, it's an old movie called The Vacation movies with Chevy Chase. They got, a couple of them. His wife would call him Sparky. Yeah, 80s movie. Don't get me started on 80s movies, man. Love me some, or like me some 80s movies. Don't love them, but like them. But guess I'm gonna head on out of here, y'all. It's great chopping it up with you. Thanks for everybody that came through. Um, Charlene, Tony's reviews, of course, Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. Sparky, forget the young lady's name that came through. She said she's caught two of my live streams. Shout out to her. Shout out to my dude Emmanuel Broderick's in the building. Shout out to all the mods that usually come through, Vaughn Scott and everybody. Shout out to all the platforms that I watch. I gave you guys a shout out earlier, so check out the replay. It's a J. Roos Theory, LSR forever. And remember, when you roll with the Most High, you can be fearless. So be fearless. I say LSR forever. Thanks for watching. Yeah.